So it was like right after my old punk band, right after we stopped really kind of playing together because our schedules didn't really work out and I wasn't super into the music anymore. I got 2 pet rats and I still have them. And I just was like bouncing because I'm signed to Dirty Scoundrel record collective out of New Jersey. And I was bouncing ideas off of my buddy Chris who runs it. And I was like, well, what about A Boy and His Rats? And he was like, yeah, you should give that a shot. And that's pretty much where it came from. It just kind of stuck.
Cigarettes and blank cassettes, they are recording all my regrets that I rolled into a song and smoked it while we sang it wrong. Dirty jeans and teenage dreams followed me into my 20s, washed them up to start again, but I knew I wasn't sure quite when. Called me up, take me down when I couldn't be around. Write my words with perfect sound, and you threw them on the ground. It's okay, it's alright, we really don't have to fight. Sit around, smoke it through, I'm not okay, but how are you? Wrote you songs to keep you sane, but you couldn't feel the same. Same as me, cause I'm crazy. Maybe it's not you, maybe it's me. Little lie, a lot to lose, like we should ever have to choose here and now. But that's how life speeds up and then slows right back down. Called me up, take me down when I couldn't be around. Write my words with perfect sound, and you threw them on the ground. It's okay, it's alright, we really don't have to fight. Sit around, smoke it through, I'm not okay, but how are you? Only ask that it's okay, that we can take this day by day. 'Cause I am slow and you are slow, but our friends don't have to know. I'm a secret, your one regret, like cigarettes or blank cassettes. Dirty jeans and teenage dreams that you can't wash and then have clean. Called me up, take me down when I couldn't be around. Write my words with perfect sound, and you threw them on the ground. It's okay, it's alright, we really don't have to fight. Sit around, smoke it through, I'm not okay, but how are you? I invited the devil into my house and said, hey, man, you can stick around, but don't you touch my fucking beer in the back of the fridge. And he said, cool, man, that's okay, I don't much like the taste of beer anyway, but I just wanted to say thanks for letting me stay. And I said, cool, man, that's alright, we've basically been friends for our entire lives. And if I said no in your time of need, then what the fuck does that even make me? What the fuck does that even make me? It's just like the very first time I smoked, when you finally got me to choke, because you always knew how to make me feel a little less alone. Or the time that I drank my first beer and I thought that I was in the clear, but I puked on the floor on the ride back home. And you said, cool man, that's alright. We've basically been friends for our entire lives. And if I said no in your time of need, then what the fuck does that even make me? What the fuck does that even make me? But I guess the devil's in the details of cigarettes and beer and working retail. But he's always been there, man, it's true. But please man, please man, please man, won't you tell me, what's the devil ever done to you? What the fuck has the devil ever done to you? My mother once told me you must compromise when a girl looks at you with love in her eyes. Cause not everyone lives, but everyone dies. And I'm all sewn together, and these are the ties. These are the ties that they bind us together. No matter the weather or not what I thought when I bought you the flowers that you thought I brought to finish the ending to our love story's plot. But love's not a story, or else it gets boring. The fire's roaring, cause outside it's pouring rain. And you said you'd love me till the day that we die. But what happens after? Does that make it a lie? Your touch is electric, a good kind of high. But the casket's been lowered, don't say your goodbyes. These are the ties that they bind us together. No matter the weather or not what I thought when I bought you the flowers that you thought I brought to finish the ending to our love story's plot. But love's not a story, or else it gets boring. The fire's roaring, cause outside it's pouring rain. Does it make a difference if we sink or swim? Does it make a difference if we lose or win? Well, I guess I'll keep score by the marks on my skin, as a solemn reminder to see where we've been. These are the ties that they bind us together. No matter the weather or not what I thought when I bought you the flowers that you thought I brought to finish the ending to our love story's plot. But these words on a page, they are all we have left from the letters I wrote you and songs that I wrecked. They're thrown in a fire for flames to rise higher. The clouds start to strain, and all that comes down is rain. So I picked up my pen and I wrote you a story about how I tried hard, but love can get boring. So I lit you a fire and let it get roaring. You locked me outside, cause right now it's pouring rain. My friends say that I'm kinda smart and that I'm okay at performing art, but I'm not so convinced of that or if I even really exist. As I got older, I got kinda weird and still could not grow a nice beard. I'd read and read, but never absorbed any real information. Just offbeat facts that you might hear on an independent radio station. I can't believe that they impressed you. I bit off a little bit more than I chew. Fingertips hold memories, I need a little room to breathe. Choking up and backing down and coming up on my come down. I'd like to say that I knew what my heart was trying to tell my gut, but disagreements are the worst of demons, but they are the ones that I believe in. But belief can only go so far. I wondered I warned by passing cars. Can't quite comprehend what quite took me so long to realize that yeah, life's okay. And sure, I've had some fucked up days, because you've had some fucked up days, and we've all had some fucked up days. In a couple fucked up ways, I can figure out the words to say. You will always be okay, and we will always be okay. Tomorrow's in a couple hours. Wake up, get dressed, have a cold shower, walk out on the porch, coffee and cigarette I lit with a tiny torch, and breathe it in and breathe it out. Watch smoke float into the clouds, walk inside and think of you, and sit alone in the living room. Seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years, slipping into middle age. Cough and hack and smile, laugh and rack my brain just to think back to when I was young and when you were young. Both of us were kinda dumb, because we've had some fucked up days, but now it all seems pretty okay.
Oh my god. I actually quit last year. I quit smoking cigarettes last year, but Marv Red Hundreds. Without fail. Good old cowboy killers. Lame, definitely. Great Pacific Garbage Patch. I love those guys. I listen to their music all the time. El Modernist. As for bigger acts, definitely Jeffrey Lewis and The Voltage. I got to play a show with him last year. He's been in the Brooklyn Brooklyn anti-folk scene for years and years and years, and his music is just incredible. So, I bought this Martin. I took out a loan to buy this Martin, and what ended up happening was I took way too long paying it back. It took me forever to pay it off. I ended up spending like twice what I should have paid for it, which is like $1,000. I think I spent like $1,800 after everything was said and done, and I finally got the money together to pay off the loan. And so I bought it. I had it for like maybe 6 months until I had a house party, and me and my friends, we were drunk, and I told my one friend, like, look, just leave it alone. Don't pick it up. You don't need to play it. Picked it up, dropped it, and put a huge crack in the back, which you can still kind of see right there. I called Martin, they were like, oh yeah, no, sorry, we don't cover that in the warranty. And so I bought some vices, I bought some clamps, some wood glue, and I tried to glue it back together the best I could. I was like, all right, the guitar's worthless. So I ended up completely sticker bombing it all over. And then I met my girlfriend. I was like, hey, I have this guitar, like, can you do something cool with it? 'Cause she had shown me this art piece that she did where it was like a silhouette of a guitar, and she covered it in eyeballs just like this. And I was like, I want you to do that to my guitar, make it into a horrible monstrosity. And then like 2 months later, this popped out, and it is my favorite guitar. The skin is made out of a rubberized roofing material, I think, called jack sand. The eyes themselves are actually old ball pit balls, and I think some of them are like bouncy balls, the smaller ones. The eyelids are actually made out of clay, and same with the pimples too, they're made out of clay, and the pus is it's hot glue that she painted white and ran through the hot glue gun. It just came out to be this horrible, gross, just terrible monstrosity, and it is just so fun to play. It weighs like 30 pounds, and it still sounds great, but every time I bring it out for a live show, I always get great reactions. There was one time I was playing in Kentucky, and I had somebody tell me, like, I can't even look at your guitar, so they actually had to go and sit at the bar during my set, but they did enjoy the music, so that was cool, but they were like, I think it was called like tropophobia. Like when you have like a fear of like, I think it's like when there's like a bunch of holes in something, and they saw this and it just freaked them the hell out so bad. But it's aside from that one, it's generally mostly been like, oh my god, that's gross, let me see it. Oh man, it had to have been with Jeffrey Lewis and Los Bolts. That was my favorite show. I am a huge fan of his, so being able to meet him and Mem and Brent, the other people in the band, they are just absolutely fantastic. Either that or it was the first show I ever played at like a DIY space, which would have been the Rice House. Me and my band, we went so hard that we actually blew a circuit breaker and they had to reset the power in the building. So, shows that happen at like bars, to me, people are there, but they're never really too focused on the music. They're there to just like, have a good time. Sometimes they're not even really like interested in who's really playing. Sometimes they'll get into it, most times not. But at DIY spaces, I've had way more fun experiences because people are always paying attention to the music. They're always into it, analyzing it, and people always have something to say to you after the show, like, hey, this was great, this was awesome, I loved this was kind of weird, but it's still okay, and that's what kept me interested.
How many churches have you played at?
One. Instagram, that's my favorite one. Or Facebook, Jesse Zeltons, feel free. But Instagram, I am the_burrito_bandito_. Follow all of my escapades on there, from like fixing old motorcycles, racing mopeds, and playing music.
You should name your new album that.
Is that good?
Perfect.
Cool.
Thank you, dude.
Thanks for having me. It's been so much fun. I really love being here. I really should get strap locks for this thing. I feel like I'm like on the verge of dropping it any given moment.